It's rom-com time. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Rom-Com Reviews, an 8-episode series where I watch some rom-coms that I've never seen before and I tell you whether they're worth watching. On today's episode, we are reviewing Bridget Jones's Diary, starring Renee Zellweger, Hugh Grant, and Colin Firth. Bridget Jones's Diary is about, you guessed it, a girl named Bridget Jones. She's single and she's in her 30s, and all she wants to do is find love. There's this ongoing joke throughout the movie that part of the reason why she can't find a man is the fact that she is considered overweight, which is the most 2000s thing I've ever seen, because Renee Zellweger is hardly mid-sized in my opinion, but besides the point. Basically, she's picking between two men throughout the film, Daniel Cleaver and Mark Darcy, which are played by Hugh Grant and Colin Firth. Throughout that, she's also trying to figure out her own life outside of romance, and after choosing Daniel throughout almost the entire movie, despite the fact that he is a literal asshole, she finally sees him for who he is at the end and ends up with Mark Darcy, played by Colin Firth. Renee Zellweger and Colin Firth had great chemistry within the film. I loved all of their scenes together, but oh my god, why couldn't they just refilm that one kiss scene? They only had one, and it was at the very end, which you guys know I'm not a fan of, and all I needed was a little bit of satisfaction, and that was the last thing that kiss provided for me. Okay, I pulled it up on my laptop, and now we're gonna watch it again, because now I'm scared I'm overreacting. I don't think I am, but we're gonna watch it together. That right there, they kiss for a second, they pull away. That is not first kiss material. And then, to make matters worse, when they go back in, her lip like curls his up for a second. Guys, that is not, they have been longing for each other this entire movie, and it is just like this build up to this final first kiss, and that's what we get. I was just so, oh my god, it really bothered me so bad. I was so annoyed. Don't get me wrong, I really did enjoy them together, and I'm glad they ended up together because she obviously made the right choice with him, but they couldn't just refilm that last scene just one more time and try and get a better cut. Anyways, besides the point, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than You've Got Mail. I think it was a lot more entertaining to watch and it held my attention a little bit more, but as I said earlier, they still had that build up and we didn't get to see how things ended afterwards, after they got together, and that is just something I always love to see, so really wish I could have seen that within this movie, but I think I did enjoy it a little bit more than You've Got Mail. Along with the least satisfying first kiss that I've ever seen in my life, I did not really like the ending as a whole in this movie. Colin Firth's character goes and buys her a new diary at the store and just leaves her house, and she has to chase after him in her underwear in the snow, and that part was just kind of a bit strange to me. I just didn't think that that's where they were going with it, so that was a little bit interesting for me to follow. I mean, it was unexpected, so maybe that's what they were going for, but it just seemed a little out of place with the plot of the movie, so I think I would have enjoyed to see a little bit more of a normal plot, if that makes sense. As I mentioned in my summary of the movie, I really was not a big fan of the ongoing fat jokes that were surrounding Bridget's character, because that woman is not overweight, and I hate that in the 2000s that's what was considered overweight, so that really got on my nerves a little bit, and I wish that wasn't such a pivotal point in the film. Like, half of her diary entries are talking about how much weight she's losing and how much she weighs at that point in the film, so I would have loved if they could have taken all of that out, because I don't feel it was necessary at all. For these reasons, I am going to give this film 3 out of 5 hearts, very similar to You've Got Mail. There was just a couple things that I really wish hadn't been included in the movie or had been included, and similar to You've Got Mail, I just always want to see that ending and what happens afterwards, so it was good. It was more entertaining than You've Got Mail, but there's just a lot more that I would have liked to see. Alright guys, you know what time it is. It is time for this week's Hot Shot, and I'm very excited for this one. It's actually, once again, more than one shot, but it's a pattern. It is the same exact thing throughout the film, and it is the slow zooms on Colin Firth's character, Mark. I was obsessed. The whole point behind Mark Darcy's character is the fact that he isn't very outspoken and very rarely shares how he's feeling within the movie, so because of this, the director, Sharon Maguire, she allows for the camera to speak for him and show some of those emotions that he isn't verbalizing within the movie. This slow zoom is found so many times within the movie, and I thought it was so interesting because they never use it on any other character, and not even on Bridget when she is reciprocating those feelings for Mark. the zoom on his face is specifically for him, and I think it just really heightens the intimacy of every scene that he is in, which I think that's exactly what this movie needed in order to show what he is feeling, because Mark is definitely not going to say how he's feeling, so you have to show it in some other way, and I think the camera angles and this zoom does exactly that. One of these days my hot shot will actually be just one shot, but I don't know when that's going to happen because I just keep finding these little patterns within every movie, and I just love sharing those with you guys and just showing you these reoccurring themes that keep showing up within the film. I hope you enjoyed this week's Hot Shot, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and my Instagram and Twitter are linked down below. Next week, we are watching 13 Going on 30, so if you're enjoying this series, please feel free to come back next week, and I'm so excited to watch this one. I know it's a big popular one, and I know I've never seen it, but nevertheless, it's still going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!